Hi. Good evening, everyone. Good start. Good start. Hi, I'm Code Gorilla. I'm here with the Crystalis community. We are here with the Crystalis Randomizer veteran race. I'm joined today by Mashima on comms. Mashima, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Feeling slightly guilty about the newbie race earlier. Not guilty about this one though. These are the vets. They asked for this. I tried to assist them, and they all outbid me for the hardest seat imaginable. So they brought this on themselves.
Absolutely. You want to talk a little bit about what they brought on themselves while the gate gets dropped here?
Oh, lots of nightmare things. The first thing to talk about is we have a mode called Tank Mode on. So typically, when a sword element doesn't work on something, it doesn't work and you cannot kill it. In Tank Mode, you can still do exactly 1 point of damage. And some of these bosses have hundreds and hundreds of HP. And it is in logic for you to tank them to death. Uh, that's our second change. Tornall just discovered. Uh, we have WH on, which means the towns are shuffled. So you're going to see these guys checking houses and checking places like they're brand new players. For anyone that has played this a little bit and hasn't memorized everything, this is going to look like a very familiar experience to you, even though these are very veteran runners, because they have no idea what's in any town. And we added WM, so all the caves are scrambled. The caves are still where they're at, they're still the correct caves, but the actual layout of them is a complete disaster. So
Now,
everything has to be checked and searched as if it's new.
if you are familiar with WH and you've played the randomizer before, you might be wondering what the heck is going on with that lower right house in Leaf there. And the answer is the additional twist that we've thrust upon our runners today is the fortune teller's counter has been removed, and the doors that are behind the fortune teller have also been randomized with other houses. This is something that I demonstrated in a puzzle seed. We have a monthly puzzle seed in the community that I've been doing for a couple of months now. As just like, here's a fun little twist to WH, and now you're going to get to see that happen in a race. Um, should be
Yeah,
a good time.
it was an idea to try that for something to showcase here. And vetting seeds, I absolutely loved it in here. It created some interesting logic things. I hope they don't get tripped up on it because there are like a couple minor gotchas with it. Like the fortune teller is two exits, not one. Both sides go to a different location on the other side. Um, so they could easily miss that they have a lot more access than they think they do.
We'll have to see how it goes. That said, for the time being, it looks like most of our runners are just going through GBC Cave here. This is an addition from the Game Boy Color version of the game that we use to open up the start of the game a little bit and make it a little bit less linear. If you were here for the upstarts race earlier today, you saw some of that as well. Of course, this is a randomized map because all of them are in this flag set, so still some exploration to do here. But you have the same number of items on each floor, the same entrances in and out, so you have some idea of what you're looking for on any given floor.
Yeah, and then for anyone looking at the bids, you should it should look a little odd because we were bidding for their quote unquote starting sword. These are veterans, so the starting sword is the first sword they're going to receive because I vetted these seeds specifically to give those swords to make sure that things would be proper. But because they're veterans, I'm not going to give them anything like as a handout to start with. They're going to have to earn it. So they are currently on a very long journey to find the ability to attack anything. And it will end with a sword of water.
Yeah, that sort of water is what you bid for, chat. And when I say you, I mean partially me, because I put in a hefty chunk of change towards that, but so did some of our runners. So, the veterans here are all just a little bit masochistic. And honestly, I'm right up there with them. I would have done the same thing if I had been racing this.
That's right, Turi. Misery loves company, and we love to get new people involved. We did do an overworld scramble over the summer. Cause did we do full wham or did we just do I think we did full wham.
I don't remember now. I don't remember if we had full wham.
I'm pretty sure we did full wham.
That sounds right.
But yeah, typically we leave WA out. That's the hardest one for viewers to follow. Unless you have a lot of knowledge about the game, you'll have no idea where anybody's at or what's going on. This is a bit easier because the locations are still the locations. They're just in a state where a person who hasn't memorized the maps and the people who have memorized the maps are on complete equal footing.
Hey, there we go. We've got our first sword of water up on Tornell's side. Looks like it was using the glowing lamp and the broken statue to build your own alarm flute, and then using the alarm flute to make progress. Looks like Tornell's going to do a little bit of a money grind here.
You got the good news. So we started next to a mimic, and in my infinite grace, I have given them a mimic that they can kill so they can farm it for money. So really, these runners should be thanking me for vetting such a seed for them once we're done.
I mean, technically, it's Tink mode. All mimics are killable.
True. I'm not sure I want to kill that Tink mimic. Yeah, an EMP. So the game naturally has an enemy rando. The bosses are still the bosses because there are very strict reasons why each boss is in each area, and it gets bad if they're not where they're supposed to be. But all the normal enemies, they're all randomized. We don't know what's going to be where. There's a setting to mix with the palette colors, which will allow more enemies to be mixed together in different groups. So it can get very messy sometimes if you get a bad roll on groups of enemies together. Door rando, so the houses are randomized, but it's not as bad as like a full randomization. Now we know whenever we say wham, we're referring to a full map randomization. That's where everything is the absolute scrambled mess that you've seen in a lot of other randomizers. I like doing it. Me and Code Gorilla came up with it, so we both absolutely love wham. A lot of people don't like the map being horrifically scrambled in a blender and then spit back out for you to figure out how the heck this works.
Yeah. I can't imagine why. The name Wham, for the record, comes from our flag sets have categories and then names, two-letter names. So WH is the part of the world flags. H is for house shuffle. WA is for area shuffle. WM is for map shuffle. So that comes into WHAM, Wham. And it's also called Wham because playing it feels like a punch to the gut sometimes.
Looks like everyone's on the same path. Chris is checking out Amazon now. Tornell and Axeman are very close in screens.
I haven't noticed if anyone's taken this Sword of Water and gone through the Portola waterway to the other entrance there.
Not that I'm aware of yet, but I was yapping a lot and not paying attention. Like the terrible, terrible commentator that I am.
I mean, we're here to yap. Everyone wants to hear us yap. And if you don't want to hear us yap, don't tell us. Keep it to yourself. Why are you watching? You're watching for charity. I mean, we're here for charity.
Yep. Tornell tried that hell run and just barely couldn't make it. Is he level 2? Yeah, you need one more level. Is it possible to do at level 2 if everything is lined up?
I honestly don't know. I have not done the math on that before.
I'm trying to remember, because I know it's impossible to do at level 1. I know this because I've tried. I have tried. It doesn't work. And he doesn't have a full inventory sync. Okay, so it looks like, because he almost made it, if he had dumped everything for a full set of medical herbs, it is possible to do it too. But he's gonna have to get the timing, like, super tight. Sorry, I went to a shop to get more medical herbs, and there's a fruit of lime right there and no herbs. Oh, there we go. Just Chris making some progress. He worked his way into the cave. Got his tuba. He summoned the dolphin.
Vanilla shell flute. Is this even randomized? And then a Dio's pendant in the water.
So yeah, it looks like Tornell and Just Chris.
Oh, so where did Just Chris pick up the Messia, the answering machine? Because Tornell has not found that. I missed where it must have been.
It's gotta be Windmill. Because they, Stom Hut is Sleepy Kensu.
They all checked Windmill, so I don't know why. Maybe Tornell didn't. Looks like Axe is also doing a quick hell run here.
Oh, there we go. X-ray glasses led to it.
Ah, okay, so it was Lighthouse.
Yeah, we're at a loss because there's just so little places. There's only 3 locations it could be, and that's the last one we weren't thinking of. Because it either has to be at Windmill, or it has to be Stom House, or Lighthouse.
Okay, it looks like the other side of the fortune teller Portorial waterway entrances led to Oak. So there's now a sort of shortcut between Oak and Leaf. Which means that entire hell run was completely unnecessary because you could get to Oak without doing it. It's only necessary if you're trying to rescue the child, which no one has telepathy to do that yet. Nor have we found Oak Mom.
Oh, in ESI? Yes. Yes, you can end up in a dead end in ESI, but you have Wild Warp, so you're not stuck, technically. Yeah, so he was in ESI on the top floor. You can fall from the top floor to the bottom floor, and then you can get stuck between the walls that are randomized in there.
Yeah. The ESI is very tricky with WM because there's a lot of ways to get to the 2 different floors, and there's a lot of just like empty paths. So it's very possible to just be able to get everything in there and just be able to ignore the walls, but you have to do a lot of exploring to figure that out. Just Chris freeing Ski Free, as is tradition. Looks like he's found his way to Joel. Meanwhile, Axe appears to be approaching ESI from the other direction.
Ski Free is just one of my favorite NPCs. It's just a man in a bar. He has absolutely nothing to do with the game whatsoever, except if you talk to him, then he tries to climb a mountain. So he's just my friend Ski Free that I visit and let him go have his fun on the mountain. And he's totally just tired after a hard day on the mountain, and nothing horrible happened to him at all. Don't worry about that.
As long as you make sure to aim your... Okay, we traded a statue for a statue on the ocean. Yeah.
Those are the best. You turned in this item for another of the same item.
Chris made it to Swan. Appears to be immediately teleporting back to see if this statue is the statue that Akahana wants. It is not.
There is... Yeah, Oak Elder. Chris stopping to take notes.
Tornell just got those eyeglasses. They were on Sleepy Kensu. Got it.
in. He's going to get his flute.
Looks like Chris is going to be our first runner to get to the Goa region.
I'd say that puts him pretty thoroughly in the lead, because he's got more areas open. Let's see what's in. So he's checking these bars because he's trying to find the bar that hide-and-seek Kensu's hiding in.
And I'm pretty sure he's not going to check that one because he's seen the other two, so he knows that one in the bottom right must be it. Unless it was the one in the bottom left. I didn't actually see which one it was. But point is, Chris should know which one it is. I should be paying more attention.
Yeah, and floors in Goa are notoriously straightforward, as Cerise has put. There is one floor of Goa that I affectionately refer to as the Nightmare Hell Maze. And it has nothing to do with the seed that Tornell gave me recently, and why I have no pity on him for inflicting this seed upon him. So yeah, when we get to that floor, we can see how happy they are to see it. And then
Maybe it'll be one of those lucky seeds where you get to just do Goa from both directions. Now, who am I kidding? You vetted this, so probably not.
I really, really wanted to vet a new seed after that one Tornell gave me. Yeah, Tornell gave me one where said Nightmare Hell Maze I had to do 3 times. I was very unhappy.
There is Oakmalm in Chiron. Also, Arillis is in Chiron. Nothing useful in the basement.
Queen
We
of the
have
Rebels.
changed. Like, we could bother to find out what trade-in Arillis wants, but it's usually not worth the MP and time spent.
And here is Pyramid next to Chiron, because when you're rebels fighting an evil empire, the best thing to do is to put your base right outside where their boss man lives.
What could possibly go wrong?
I
Speaking
suppose-
of areas that are miserable in WM, Pyramid, the layout of the room is the exact same. The only thing that's changed is what entrances connect to each other. Including the entrances are not connected 2 ways, so just because you come out of an entrance doesn't mean going back in is going to take you to the same place.
Yeah, so someone was asking about the door randomizers and full randomization. This place is your sampler of it. This is one of the locations as to why we don't normally do WM.
That said, Chris made it through pretty quickly there. Managed to find both the standalone chest and the boss. It looked like it was one of the cases where the standalone chest led to the boss, which is always nice when it happens.
Boss is in air quotes here. Dragon 1 has a really simple pattern, which you're seeing Chris do. You can always kill him like this for free.
Although that said, don't have a lot of attack upgrades here, so it took a while, but it was not difficult.
He's also the only boss that spawns in before he does his little, like, boss monologue. And there's a bug where if you happen to be firing a shot with Warrior Ring at that exact frame, you will repeatedly machine gun forward. And that does do damage to him, so you can kill him while he's monologuing at you.
So Tornell has found Sabera's Fortress somewhere. I'm honestly not sure where. Probably in the town of Goa. I think that's really the only other palace entrance they have access to at the moment.
Chris finding he has access to Oak. Axeman making it to Goa Field.
Might put him slightly ahead of the other 2 who did hell runs, because he doesn't need to. That said, Oak is full of garbage, so...
Yes, that's exactly what I think whenever you slide dog, you got me monologuing. And then, yeah, as my co-host brought up, we do have AP support because of my wonderful co-host here. He's put in a lot of work on that. So definitely let him know if you're on it and having fun with it.
And it mostly works pretty well. I will say the map scramble that you're seeing here today is one of the few flags that is the only flag from the standalone randomizer that is not implemented in Archipelago yet, because figuring out the logic for that is a nightmare that I won't get into at the moment, but I want to implement it at some point, but it's hard.
Also, as I've seen, don't do Sword of Thunder Warp with randomized maps, because logically, it can start you in the middle of nowhere with no way to get to anything. Because if someone found you a Thunder Sword, you could teleport, so it all logically works.
As it looks like we've got Tornell going through the Sparrow 1 fight. It looks like we had key to Stixie also, and but we could not actually do anything in that entrance. It looked like it was the front of Goa, and we couldn't break the wall yet. So,
yeah,
I guess now. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Tornell showing off tank mode here with Sabra. This fight is normally pretty straightforward and easy. Tank mode, that kind of all goes out the window. This is actually kind of a pain to do in tank mode. Because you can see her movement is a little annoying. And even though her projectile pattern always goes the counterclockwise, when she's flying at you randomly, it can get nasty.
That said, it looks like we might be here a little while, so now, Fizzle, if you've got anything for us, would be a good time.
Epics here, and we do have a little bit of a reminder for everybody for what we're here raising money for. We're raising money for the South Carolina Firefighters Burn Children's Fund, whose mission is to support the development of pediatric burn care and treatment, recovery of burn injured children and their families, research and education for firefighter safety and injury prevention, and burn awareness and fire prevention education. If you need a little bit more incentive to get some donations in, I do want to remind everybody that we do have an unmet incentive, a couple unmet incentives for Chrono Trigger's Jets of Time. And if you want to get part of a bid war, we have no money down on having Leon for the next run for Resident Evil 2 Remake Archipelago. Right now, Claire's in the lead with $35. So if you'd like to see Mr. Kennedy be played in that next run, get your donations in by the end of Crystalis.
Thank you very much. All right, so Tornell made it through the fight, the Sabera 1 fight, and is now making his way over to the Vampire 2 fight, which looks like it is also Tink, but that actually works in your favor against Vampire. The way the Vampire boss fights work is if you don't hit it, if you hit it with a strong sword that it's not vulnerable to, he won't teleport away. He'll wait out the entire timer, which means if Tink mode is on and you have the sword that the boss is strong against, in theory, he'll just sit still and let you stab him as much as you want, which is great. Exactly what you want. Sadly, it only works for Vampire 2 because Vampire 1 is vulnerable to all swords, which makes him stronger somehow. The only thing of note that we got out of Sabera's Fortress, though, was the Carissa plant.
Axeman's got his Dragon done. Tornell's gone back to Leaf Field. Upstart's better at killing Dragon 1.
The facts check out. I don't see the lie.
So we are on a hunt. I don't think anybody has found another sword. So
No, it looks
typically
like
there are 4 swords in this game. Did anybody find one, Code?
No.
Okay, yeah. So typically this game has 4 swords, one of a different element. Unless some sort of horrific monster vetted the seed, and then there might be 1 sword for a very, 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 very long time before magically there'll be 3 swords and in the end. So I wanted to make sure everyone got their money's worth when they said they wanted to see a sword. I will give you a sword.
Alright. Seems like we've got a lot of just retreading going on at the moment.
If everyone just kind of checking each other's checks now. Sorno getting thrown out. Yeah, so that's Amazon Queen. She will only accept you if you are in the female change look. Tornell approached the Queen as a Stom, and the Queen does not like Stom.
Now that said, the Queen did give us our second sword. We have the Sword of Thunder. Torno got warped away and immediately warped back to Chiron because he hadn't actually finished checking Chiron yet. So, only slightly awkward. Alright, looks like Tornell is now going to go through Pyramid here.
So we're just doing some retreads. Axeman and Chris are both taking through a boss.
It seems like this Tink Mode Sabera 1 fight is required. Because that Carissa plant is what led to the Sword of Thunder, so...
And Chris taking a death there. Axeman having some trouble. This is where it shows you, like... Again, this fight is incredibly trivial when you can fight her normally with a weakness weapon, but... Tink Mode bets are off. This gets real hard.
Yeah. If they even had so much as, like, a warrior ring would be great here, because then you don't have to get up so close, but... Yeah.
Yeah, as 3 said, it's not that bad if you just give up and decide to do the 1 damage every 10 seconds or so to them. But these are racers and they want to win, so they're going to try and do the hardest strats to make this as fast as possible.
Of course, fast only helps you so much if you die repeatedly and spend a bunch of time because of that instead. It's one of those cases where you can kind of see on the stat bar, just Chris is kind of close to another level, but that doesn't really matter in Tink Mode because you're doing 1 point of damage no matter what your level is. The thing it would make a difference for is your defense and hit points, though. Alright, looks like Axe got through.
Let's see... Axe on Explore Swan yet?
I think Axe might just have forgotten exactly where Arillis was.
Ah. Yeah, so if Host has anything else for us while we're doing some retreads, this would be another good time to bring anything up.
Of course, I did want to go ahead and mention that if you are interested in winning that shiny prize you're seeing on stream here, minimum $25 donation until 10 p.m. tonight is what's going to get you entered to win that Leviathan statue. So if you needed any more reason to donate to a good cause, that's on screen for you as a permanent reminder. I also wanted to mention kind of a new and notable part of the Burn Children's Fund. Recently, they increased the amount of campers they were able to take to camp as of 2025, up by 14%. That's 35 total campers. So every dollar you donate helps get us towards sending another camper this year, and I think that is a fantastic goal to strive for. I hope we can send 35 kids just on our own by the end of this marathon.
It looks like Tornell is still chugging through Pyramid here, trying to navigate all these messed up entrances. Axe has found his way to the Sword of Thunder. And Chris is still trying to get through the Sabera one fight. I think took another death in there at one point.
Ugh. How much healing does he have?
Not a lot, which I think is part of the problem.
Yeah. I think he's probably doing the same thing I've done before, where you know this is such a basic fight because you've done it a billion times before. So you just kind of get stubborn, and even though you don't have a lot of healing, you're just going to do it because you know you can.
Also, I seem to be mistaken. That looks like 5 or 6 medical herbs in his inventory, so maybe he's just not pulling them out fast enough when he's getting low. That can happen sometimes. It's like, I have all this healing, but I need a moment to actually use it, and when the boss suddenly just flies directly in your face, you can get comboed from near full health very quickly.
Cerise pointing out that Chris really doesn't want to do any of the charge shots to it. He's much more focused on the stab, which is one thing. So in tank mode, they don't have any sort of iframes whatsoever. So if you can run up and stab, you can do damage as quick as you can get that sword out. So you can still drain their health at an okay-ish value. But as you saw with Chris, they're dying again. It's very risky getting that close to a boss that has semi-random movement.
Yeah.
Well, very hard to predict movement, I should say. He very often lurches in an odd direction.
Meanwhile, I think Axe is the first of our runners here to be looking at new stuff. I can't tell which blue cave this is. Is this Saber North?
This
Saber
looks like
West.
Saber West.
Yeah.
I recognize this hallway.
This tiny room especially.
Because that tiny room doesn't randomize.
Yeah.
It's
There's
too
not
tiny.
enough space for it too, yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're right at the end of Saber West. Cornell is just now getting through to Dragon. Now this will be a quicker Dragon fight than the other runners have, because you have a level 2 sword. Yeah.
That went fast.
I missed which bracelet Tornell wanted at the top of the mountain.
He'll have Tornado. So there is some slight niceties just to lower the mental tax that's going to be happening. The turn-ins are not randomized.
Oh, I missed that in the flags.
Yeah. So the items are masks, so we don't know what flute is which, but we do know what everything goes to. So when you get a flute, you know it's going to go to one of the flute things. If you get a statue, you know it's going to one of the statue things, rather than any person who could want a thing.
Alright, Chris has finally made it through that Sabera 1 fight. I feel like if I were him, I would have... Okay, he's just going to teleport out immediately. I think he had already finished the rest of Sabera's Fortress. If not, like, if you're in a position where you've struggled on that fight for that long, and then you are in a position to actually go explore more of the fortress, I would have left the boss room and come back in through the front door to set a new checkpoint, just to make sure you don't have to do that fight again. But teleporting out works just as well.
Yeah.
We now have that fight locked in.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, but that has happened. Someone lost a tournament to it. They had to do Sabra 2 twice because they didn't set a checkpoint. Not a happy time. And then Joe, yeah, level 1 motto, not bueno. Typically you want to look for upgrades.
Speaking of upgrades, we did find Power Ring on Mount Hydra here. Looks like it was the free chest that led to Power Ring. because the walls are wind walls, so that's all we're getting on the upper part of Mount Hydra. Interestingly, it seems like neither Tornell or Axe had checked that yet.
Doing that. Where is Chris now?
Chris appears to be an ESI, based on the palette.
Okay. This
Always love that in Map Scramble. Here's 2 walls in a row. It doesn't lead to anything, it just, here's 2 walls in a row.
I like when there's one enemy that's trapped there. Like, someone put a lot of effort to bury this warlock, and now I have unleashed him to the world. Kind of a what have I done moment.
That's just that warlock's home. Like, that's rude. You broke down his front door and now you're just gonna leave? Come on.
Tornell hoping for Goa access. And he does have Goa access.
Alright, the Sword of Thunder is doing some work. Looks like we've
Yep.
got Carmine's Floor. The side of Carmine's Floor you want to see. Telepathy.
Look at that, Slime Kensu done. If anyone saw the newbie race this morning, you can see why Slime Kensu is kind of a pain to remember to return back to, or to want to return back to. So that is a really, really nice check to be able to just get out of the way when you come to Goa the first time.
It's always nice when you get to go through Goa and actually full clear Carmine's Floor. Because that inevitably is the one you leave behind the most.
Cornell checking, can't break that wall. Which we brought up Map Scramble. Even if you can't break a wall, you're never sure if you can actually, if that actually matters or not. It's very head gamey.
Sometimes, just because you can't break it doesn't mean you can't go around it.
There's Carmine. Such a checkpoint.
Now I forget for these flags, are these spike runs in logic here? Is gas mask guaranteed?
No, gas mask is not guaranteed.
Okay, so these are in logic.
Okay, I didn't know that those were tied together.
Yes, yes they are. It looks like Carmine is weak to Thunder, so we actually get a decent Carmine fight. Axe is a little low on health here. Uses a medical herb just in time to get completely bodied by Carmine, but live to tell the tale. And makes it through the fight. Oh hey, defensive upgrades exist. That's nice.
Shields and armor. And
Ooh.
look, there's Warrior Ring.
Speaking of things that exist, Warrior Ring is great to have.
Especially in tank mode. So, like I mentioned earlier, when things tank, they only take 1 point of damage, but there are no iframes or anything. So Thunder Sword, all 3 of those shots all do 1 damage each, so now you can kind of shotgun things. So even though it's tank mode, anything that Thunder isn't weak to will take a minimum of 3 damage every swing. 4 if you can get the sword stab in, and then if you do a level 2 shot, it's even more.
Tornell must be a little low on healing because he is sitting here and waiting for this Psycho Armor regen to get him enough health to get through these bullet gates. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
The only way to go fast is to stop moving for a couple minutes.
He's got Warrior Ring too, so, and it's Carmine. It'll go super, super fast. Like I said, even if he's not weak to the swords, he can take him down really quick.
Yeah. And we know that he is weak to Thunder, so this will be a piece of cake.
If he has no healing after this, I personally would leave pick up healing and come back. Just because doing the rest of Goa without healing is very, very, very risky.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't win tournaments, these guys do, so they might decide to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, technically you have healing, you have Psycho Armor, you have infinite healing.
True.
It just costs your most valuable resource, time.
Tornal giving that robot one more shot.
Always love that.
Deep
The
way.
parting shot of, I'm not even going to bother to actually kill this enemy, but you insulted my honor, so take some damage.
So Axeman left. Tornell's opting to stay. Axeman doing Hell Run for Child.
Yeah. We did get telepathy in there somewhere, so...
This is the Hellway. And then Chris is making his way up Hydra.
Yeah,
Chronogo is off Hydra, right?
Yeah. The only other thing of note up there was the power ring.
So he's probably doing, gonna start his Goa too then.
I have to imagine.
He's working his way over there.
Oh, well, there we go. That Hell Run paid off. That is the Sword of Fire for Axeman. That's 3 swords down. Once again, it's the Sword of Wind that's hiding at the end of the seed.
Surprise, surprise. Actually, it is kind of surprising. Sword of Wind normally shows up kind of early.
Yeah. I don't know, it varies a lot when you have walls randomized and you have enemy weaknesses randomized, because at that point, all the swords are mostly equal. If anything, the Sword of Water shows up early more often because there are rivers that only can be frozen by Sword of Water.
Tornau is getting the workaround by these robots and butterflies.
Yeah, having a hard time with the pits in this one room, and is now down to just a single opal. Sorry, is now down to no healing and a full health bar.
Did he set a checkpoint in Carmine's?
We might find out here in a moment, because he just got paralyzed.
Oh, I hope he set a checkpoint in Carmine's.
He's not resetting, so... Meanwhile, where is Axe going with that Sword of Fire? Looks like he might have just been doing a stock-up run and is now making his way back into Goa again.
Yep.
Or maybe into Goa for the first time? I forget if Axe...
No, he's been
No,
there.
Axe... Yeah.
He killed Carmine, yeah. No,
Okay.
he's doing what I said. When you get the Carmine, you do it all, you burned all your supplies on that, just go resupply and come back. It's a long boss rush dungeon. Just resupply if you're at the beginning.
Okay.
Especially since you haven't seen Motto yet. Motto is the hardest boss. You want to make sure you're well supplied for him. Once Motto and Sabra 2 are out of the way, then nothing matters.
Looks like Tornell did eventually decide to bail out and go resupply. Yeah. Maybe a few too many warp boots if you're planning on going back into Goa, but...
Yeah, I would have just grabbed the one to get back, and then everything else medical herb.
Oh no, it looks like he's going to go also do the Hell Run for the child. Now that he's got telepathy.
Time for a quick donation.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We have a $25 donation from Just Laura. Says, is it too late to donate for Water Sword?
We'll just have to put that towards the next marathon's Water Sword donation. I'm sure there'll be one.
I know. I'll vet that one too, and then I don't have to run.
I feel like I should probably run in another one of these marathons to get payback for, or have payback delivered unto me for all the times I've donated for Water Sword.
Great, you run, I'll vet.
I'm sure
what
could possibly go wrong?
We'll put all the money on Water Sword. I'll even help this time, chat. Maybe.
I know what we'll do. We'll do a full stupid run.
Oh god.
We will not do a full stupid run on a marathon. Don't worry. If nothing
Yeah,
else, the blackout mode makes for really bad TV.
Full stupid is what it sounds like. It's every flag on. It's it's something. We've had people complete it. All of them are salty for it.
I don't know, I love it. And as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one that's completed it twice. Maybe Arch did, I don't remember.
I think Arch did it again. Just because he was the first one to do it, and there had been so many flags that got added since he did it the first time.
Yeah. Alright. I missed what the key intersection was, but Axe has made it through Carmine's floor and is on to Motto's floor. Motto's floor can also be a bit of a maze because there's two upstairs areas, one of which leads to the boss, and one of which just has 2 items in it. But that means there's also a bunch of stairs. Oh, that's the worst. You can see the chest. You can try all 3 of your swords on it. You can't get to the chest. And it looks like... No, I think just that chest was behind it, because... There isn't a chest in the middle of a hallway. The chest is always, like, in a dead-end alcove, typically. With a few exceptions.
Alright. So that is a terrible, terrible, terrible spot, because they have to find Sword of Wind, and they have to remember that they never broke that wall. So now we play the flight or bow game. That could be behind that wall. How banned am I from the Crystalis community after this? We'll find out.
Meanwhile, it looks like Tornell has opted to go through the other exit of GBC Cave. Something I don't think anyone else has done. Oh yeah, there's the Fortune Teller room. You can see the counters removed. There's Brokahana.
Ooh, Brokahana. Tornell likes him.
And checking the other side to find it in. Alright.
Nice. Did Axeman just thread the needle? Oh, no. Right. Okay, so watch Axeman. Is he... Oh my god, he did it! I could not thread that needle. I remember this hallway very vividly.
I see.
So as you could probably tell, it's... You don't have to do it now. Yep, it was for a magic ring. Because I gave up on it when I was vetting. This...
I missed when this happened, but Tornell has flight.
Nice.
It must have been from Dio here. Let's watch Chris's side. Yeah, okay. Dio gave flight, so... means we're checking out the pyramid entrance, which has Stixie in it.
Axeman is going to be the big sad when he finds that.
Looks like left side Stixie is garbage, which is to say it is one whole room. So hopefully right side Stixie has something meaningful.
I'm the entire Crystalis community. Everyone's now going to be in Crystalis community too. No Mashama's allowed.
That checks out.
Alright, here we go. Axeman versus Motto. Is he killable? I'm guessing he already tried, because he's just using Thunder.
Yeah. Looks like Axe is just going for full offense as hard as he can. And, alright, he's giving it up after another attempt. Resupply time. Yep, we're grinding money. Meanwhile, Tornell trying to navigate the nightmare that is Stixie. As is just Chris.
Purple statue, nice.
Personally, I put the two of them slightly ahead. They're clearly pretty neck and neck right now. Have the same bosses done. Axe has a little bit more information about Goa, but does not have flight.
Yeah, and flight is very big, because, yeah, you can see right there on Tornell's screen, anything that's a Hellway is now trivial. You can just
Boy,
fly
is
over
that a
it,
Hellway. Good grief.
Wow, that is a lot of warlocks. They have Sacred Shield, right? Yes, I just
Yeah.
saw the beam go through him.
At least one of them does. I don't know if they both do. But... So 60 does not seem to have provided much yet. I missed if they got anything actually important from it. Doesn't seem like it.
I tried really hard to save them from the seed. I did. No one have pity on any of them for any of this seed. They paid to do this.
So we've got Chris going up Saber North here. Threading the needle on some hitbox trigger hitboxes there to get in here without teleport, or triggering the kidnapping, I should say. You skip teleport by flying across the river, and you skip the rabbit text by threading the needle.
Fiery Blizzard. My only regret is it isn't worse. Yeah, so this is one of the seeds that met my parameters for being valid. You honestly don't want to see the seeds that didn't meet my parameters. There were a lot. I have sent them back to the dark place they belong.
Tornell finding a map key in Oasis Cave. And then, now heading into the back entrance of Goa, maybe things will be slightly nicer on this side. Or, have you considered Hell Maze?
Yes! Have you considered Nightmare Hell Maze? I even have a few emotes for that. Here you go. I made these specifically after Tornell inflicted Hell Maze on me. Now I inflict it back.
So the reason why Kelbesk's floor is so awful to navigate is it's this two-layered floor, and there's typically only one right way to get through this floor, and it typically involves getting up onto the walls, getting down off the walls, getting back up on the walls again, and it's just very difficult to tell if the direction you're going is even close to the correct direction to be going.
Yeah, there are some tricks. Generally, you're going to be following either the left or the right side wall. Generally. So getting onto the walls is a good choice. The far right or left. Following them along. Kelby is always going to be on the top floor at the top of the screen somewhere. So that's kind of where you're working. And it's easier going the other way. I kind of have a feel for it, but I don't know how to fully explain how the other way. The other way is just easier, and I don't know how to explain it.
Well, part of it is going the other way. The entrance to the floor is always at the bottom of the screen. So you're always going from top to bottom or bottom to top. And you always know that the boss fight is on the upper layer, so you need to be on the walls, and the exit is on the lower layer, so you need to be off the walls. Both of those things are very important to keep in mind as you're trying to navigate this. Plus, you just got to get a feel for, while you're on the walls, you're watching around you to see where the walls or the floor go. Looks like Tornell's made it through pretty well, actually.
He did it! While we were watching Tornell navigate that, Axeman has found his flight and is working his way through Styxy.
And it
So
looks like
behind, but catching up.
just Chris has made it to the top of Saber North and is about to go fight Kelbesk 1. Meanwhile, Tornell has just finished off Kelbesk 2. We did have his weakness, so that was not a terribly difficult fight. And we got an even stronger Sword of Thunder.
So flashing light warning, whenever he does a full charge, screen is going to blink.
Although we probably won't see it unless we also see a Thunder Weak boss from here on out. Maybe probably for Dragon 2.
Another wall that cannot be broken without Wind Sword.
So there's 2 orphaned items locked behind wind walls in Goa. Also, I just realized, this is unusual, Sabera's floor is actually randomized.
Yep, I just saw that too. So Sabera's floor is hard for the randomizer to randomize and have it be logical and working, so a lot of times it just gives up trying to do Sabra's floor. So you're very used to this being vanilla. I found a special snowflake where this was actually randomized. Oh, that wasn't that bad of a maze. Although he needs to find the other item still.
Yeah. Yeah, the trick is now finding the other 2 items. But now that you've got that checkpoint, if you get mauled by robots, for example, you're fine. If you find the 2 items that are available to you and they're both junk, you can just reset and instantly be back at the boss.
X-Man and Chris, both in Oasis Cave.
Yep. We're probably both heading into Goa shortly as well. I don't think Tornell did downstairs Oasis Cave yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he just went straight into Goa to start clearing it out. I'll finish clearing out this side.
Which I think is a reasonable way to do it. Like, Axe is doing the same thing here. The downstairs of Oasis Cave can be kind of a mess to navigate when maps are shuffled. So I can understand wanting to avoid it. Alright, Tornell found a chest. Did he find both chests?
We say both. If there's one chest he can never get.
Well, there's one chest that he can't get now.
Mm-hmm. And then looks like Chris is heading on up the mountain.
Yeah, he got that key, and it looks like he's going to try and use it.
It works! Chris, the first one with Portoa access.
And hey, that's a bow, too.
Oh, Steve. So he found BO Bridges. Which, funnily enough, is a bow.
I love some of the pun names. Alright, yeah, Severa 2, we don't have to tank, thank goodness. We do only have a level 1 sword on Tornell's side, but level 1 sword with Warrior Ring, not that bad.
So yeah, that whole, What were some of my lines when I was doing this? 1, not having to stab tank Sabra 2. That was a hard line. Number 2, because we are in a marathon, these had to be completable in the actual quoted time I did. So I can guarantee you that I did these in time. Can they do it? I hope, because they're better than me. But these are very much within the time that I quoted. I tried to be very strict on that. Yeah, no tanking Sabra too. Mashama does have a heart. Yeah, I've done that fight before. No.
Okay, so it looks like we have Crystalis is behind Rage. So obviously we can't get that yet. For anyone who's not familiar with this particular change to House Shuffle, the room at the top of the tower can be shuffled now. So you can get Crystalis once you have all 4 swords, and it is easily the best weapon in the game. It will shred anything, basically.
And that is a very new, technically experimental change still, so it is not on the main branch. If anyone wants to try it, just let us know on the Discord, and we'll point you to where the branch is that has it, so you can try it. It is really awesome if you can deal with House Shuffle for the Building Shuffle to pick it up. Because like Codorilla said, it is the ultimate sword, and it really shows when you get it. It minces everything and hits a very wide area.
Plus it has a built-in Warrior Ring effect, so you don't need to use that anymore. Which means you can just put on Power Ring and have Power Ring and Warrior Ring at the same time. Like,
it makes you immune to paralysis because it doesn't care. The ultimate weapon cannot be paralyzed.
Alright, Tornell doing a tank fight with Warrior Ring against Motto 2. Makes sense. We saw Axe approach this from the other direction and also need to tank it, so...
I do recall this is how I did this in this seed. I cannot recall if Wind is actually gettable without having to do this. But I did this with Thunder's Sword just because it has that wide shot for when he's bouncing around to get more tanks in.
Yeah.
But I did make sure you could have Warrior Ring with this fight, and that the opals were available, and a bunch of other niceties, so this isn't as bad as it could possibly be. His HP pool isn't as big as Sabra's.
And one left. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn on the Thunder Sword versus any other sword here.
Any other sword, so what we're debating here with Warrior Ring, any other sword fires faster, so if you're firing in a straight line, the other swords will do more, but Thunder Sword has the wide shotgun shot.
Yeah. And if you happen to be able to get close, you can hit multiple times when in tank mode, because you can hit with all 3 shots. So there's definitely trade-offs there. I don't blame Tornell for wanting to pick one versus the other. That said, Tornell has made it through that fight and is now exploring Motto's floor for the first time.
I believe that is all go above is done for him.
I believe so as well.
So he's got the boss lead. Chris does have an odd advantage in that he has Portoa access. So whatever he gets from there may or may not help him.
Well, I think we saw him do... Did we see him do Motto 1 while Tornell was doing Motto 2? I know he went and unlocked it. He did the Chiron Massacre. I just didn't see if he actually done the fight yet. I imagine he has, because I know the way Chris likes to play is prioritize bosses. Oh, Axe throwing a little bit of Thunder Charge in there. Storm Bracelet.
I guess it's helpful. Actually, no, that is helpful. I think he's doing it to cause lag. So he's intentionally, he's intentionally causing lag to slow down Motto, so then he can get the stabs on him while the lightning is striking him for damage at the same time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That does seem like something Axe would do. Oh, you're out of healing, buddy.
Oh no. He's so close! Axe! Axe! Okay, not like this!
Oh, that was a 4 HP.
This.
Oh, that's rough. I will say, it is not required to do this fight in tank mode. Because we've seen runners get everything on both sides that doesn't require Sword of Wind. And this boss only had Refresh. So it is possible to come back here with Crystalis and just...
Oh, yeah, Crystalis, because you have the other 3 swords. Not even Wind.
Yeah. And honestly, at this point, that's probably what we're going to see Chris do on his side. I don't believe it. Do you know where Chris is? He's actually in the Portoa side caves.
But
wow.
Portoa side caves never. Why would you? As Chris says, never do Portoa side caves. There's never anything there.
This appears to be Fog Lamp Cave, if I am understanding this correctly.
Iron necklace. That's helpful.
Oh no, this is Sealed Cave. I am completely wrong. Fog Lamp Cave doesn't have any rooms with 3 chests in it.
Alright. I guess he's not wrong yet.
We are going to make a little bit of repun jam there. Tornell is making his way up to Portoa by way of Kelbes 1. That map key that we found in Oasis Cave ended up being the key, if you'll pardon the pun.
Repun jam and lime wine.
Did Axe get through, or did he die again and is coming out for another level?
No, he got through. Because he would have had to go all the way back through the other side to get here, or kill him. So, Axe won.
Oh, okay. I thought he approached from... No, you're right. He approached from Sparrow's side.
Okay.
What is he doing here, then?
Checks.
Didn't he clear everything on Motto's floor that he could do?
Yep. I think he's trying to figure out where the wall is, which isn't in front of Motto. It's going to be off on its own. But he wants to see if he can break the wall with the new sword that he has. Because he only had 2 swords when he was here the first time, and now he's got 3.
Oh, he didn't have Sword of Fire yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he wants to check that wall while he has the extra sword.
That makes sense. I'm pretty sure we know that it is still wind-locked.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Past me is a real jerk.
I think he's giving up. Because I was going to say, I thought Axe was the only one that had been to Motto's floor before. And I thought he had 3 swords when he did it.
Did he have 3? I thought he only had 2, but regardless, he's out now.
I think he was just trying to remember if he had done all the checks on Motto's floor, which, fair enough. Especially when the map's scrambled, remembering whether or not you've done all the checks in an area can be difficult. And I find Motto's floor in particular tricky because you end up going up and down a lot, so you're trying to remember the numbers for 3 different areas at the same time.
Yeah, I find count-offs help me.
Yeah.
If you watch me streaming when I'm doing WMs, you'll see me constantly 3 items in this area, 2 items in this area, 1 item in this area, and then it sticks in my brain better.
Yeah, I do the same thing. It really does help.
And then looking for an up staircase, looking for a down staircase. Watching them navigate Oasis Cave, I guess. Host, do you have anything while they're navigating mazes?
Of course. Wanted to go ahead and shout out some of the current work of Burn Children's Fund that they're working on right now. Currently, one of their big achievements is providing funding for non-medical items and services critical to the recovery of pediatric burn patients. They've also been working on educating parents and family members about burn care and safety. And one of their new notable achievements is they've expanded their outreach. They've begun supporting burn children treated at doctors' hospital burn centers in Augusta, Georgia, who live in South Carolina. So a lot of community outreach being done by this organization, a lot of great work. So please get those donations in. And again, if you really like that Leviathan statue that you're seeing on screen here, $25 total cumulative donation amount until 10 p.m. today gets you entered to win that. And that's East Coast time. So get those donations in if you want to see that. And again, make sure you put it towards an incentive. We have some unmet incentives and some bid wars going on throughout the rest of the marathon.
Yeah, you guys had it in the statue in the box before. Seeing it out, that thing looks real nice. That is a real nice statue there. I wonder if I can use it to calm the sea.
What,
Leviathan,
Code Gorilla
so it
trophy
better
not
calm the sea.
good enough for you?
No. We just had a tournament. The Code Gorilla trophy's only copper. It's not a statue of gold.
Sigh.
Alright, X-Man finding an opal. Now he's got some healing.
A little late.
Hey! Tornell finding Chiron Temple.
Yep.
Now he has to remember... This is not front of Goa, Tornell.
Nope, front of Goa is climb up Mount Hydra. It's in the Styxy entrance.
Let's see if he can remember. Aw. I hope he goes into Chiron. Yes! Yes! So Tornell is one of our absolute best runners. He also forgets things. And it's entertaining because he is so good. It is scary how fast he finishes seeds. Absolutely scary. So whenever he forgets things, it makes me happy because I know he's mortal.
I mean, honestly, the same could be true for all three of the runners here.
Yeah, pretty much. Whenever you see us like deriving pleasure out of them making mistake, it's because we're finally reminded that they're mortal. Yeah, it is incredible how quick they can solve a seed. It'll be like, how did you know that was there? And then they quote some obscure logic reason as to why they knew it was probably going to be like that.
Alright, Tornell has found his way back to the front of Goa. Speaking of Goa, it looks like Chris is navigating this Nightmare Hell Maze. I forget if he's already done this once. I've lost track of who's done what. I think he might not have, because he kind of got distracted. Like, he left to go check the map key on Saber North instead of going into Goa when he was first in Oasis Cave. So I think this is his first time here.
I want to do a Crystalis parody of the Secret Tunnel songs. Nightmare Hell Maze! The answer is Nightmare Hell Maze!
Alright, Moto 1. And yeah, this is Chris's first trip here, as you can see, by him fighting Kelbesk 2. So we've got double boss fight. Meanwhile, Axe is in Portoa for the first time and is checking out the houses there.
Yep.
Right. So Moto 1 was just a shield ring, so that's not much to speak of.
So currently, for anyone a little lost on where people are at, Tornell and just Chris are in the lead. They've both done other things than each other, and they're swapping places and checking what the other one has checked. I'm not sure which one of them is technically in the lead. We'll find out once they finish completing what the other one has done. And then Axeman is behind them and is trying to gain ground now.
I want to say Tornell is in the lead here because Chris still has to do both Sabera 2 and Moto 2 still.
And he didn't find that Sword of Wind, right?
Yeah. So,
I think he's thinking it's probably in Goa, which is unfortunate. We know it's not.
Yeah, at this point, I think it is the Portoa side caves. So I think we're going to see Tornell start checking those out relatively soon.
Do they have a flute for him?
You mean for Waterfall Cave?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tornell's going into Carissa. This is standard play. Carissa's the furthest one, but it's right next to Rage. So whenever you check Rage, you tend to go straight to Carissa.
Oh, it's probably not in Carissa. Yeah, it's not in Carissa. Did you make another seed where all of the Cocoa side caves are windlocked?
How awful would I be to actually have locked away Sword of Wind and not told anyone? Surprise! I've ruined everything! Alright, so we know it's not Carissa.
Axe has triggered the massacre and is going to go fight Motto 1. Axe is not that far behind, to be honest. Because I think after this and, like, going to check Rage, he'll be caught up with Tornell, more or less.
Yeah, no, he was getting way behind off of Goa, but he is actually pretty hot on Tornell's heels.
I think he was ahead before getting to Motto 2, which is part of it.
Okay.
Just Chris getting to fight Sabero 2 with the Flame Bracelet, which I don't think either of the other runners did, makes this fight go very quickly.
See, this is why we want Fire Sword. We really want Fire Sword. Fire Sword really is the best sword. Everything about it is great. It doesn't even do the flashy lights. It just kills the boss.
It's also less lag, it uses less MP. You just gotta aim it a little bit and you're good.
Come on, guys, we need to get the FF community on board. Red Sword is best sword.
Alright, Tornell getting the bad news of the Tink Motto 2 fight. Or, Tornell, Chris getting the bad news.
He's got 2 opals, so I'm pretty sure he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's switching to Thunder. Whereas Tornell stuck with the machine gun.
Yeah. Nope, that is not a medical herb, so you're down to just the 2 opals. Looks like Axe has just started Sealed Cave, and Tornell is most of the way through it at this point, it would seem.
That's a gamer. I think your autocorrect is wrong. That is not how you spell red. You might want to get that checked.
Okay, Tornell just found the boss early and is now doubling back to actually go clear the rest of the checks back here. I don't think anything of note was actually in this cave, though, so I think this is just going to end up being a waste of time for all 3 runners.
Nope, but Axeman and Tornell are on top of each other.
Yeah.
Axeman doing whatever wizardry he does to suddenly come back out of nowhere.
I think it's just called getting good.
No.
I wouldn't know what that's like, though.
Something, 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 tasked something.
Alright, so Just Chris has made it through the Motto 2 Tink fight and is now going to go check Motto 2 floor. Meanwhile, Tornell and Axe finishing up Sealed Cave here and getting the news that, no, this was all a waste of time. You got some battle armor, I guess.
I mean, now you can't be poisoned. Hooray!
Don't we already have Recover, so who cares? Alright, Tornell gonna go visit himself on the mountain, it would seem.
We've already
Yes,
seen
yes.
people do mountain, right?
Yeah, I think this is one of the things Chris did earlier, is Saber West.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tornell is still retreading Chris's ground. This is why
Yeah.
Chris did a lot of stuff outside of Goa.
Yeah.
This is why I couldn't tell you which one was actually in the lead between the two of them.
Tornell would have been more ahead if he had actually skipped some of these, because I don't think Chris got anything noteworthy from any of these caves that he did on the side. Certainly not Sword of Wind, obviously.
That's a good call, Danny. Host, do you want to go over any of the incentives going on?
Of course, of course. First of all, I want to make a quick clarification on the minimum minimum donation. You have until 10 a.m. tomorrow to get those donations and to be entered to win the Leviathan statue here, not 10 p.m. East Coast time tonight. So quite a bit longer of a window, but still get those donations in if you want to win that statue by 10 a.m. tomorrow. And again, we have some incentives coming up. We have a current bid war between whether or not the runners are going to use Claire or Leon for the upcoming run of Resident Evil 2 Remake. Archipelago Randomizer B-side has been met. Thank you so much for those generous donations. We also have some donation incentives. Right. We also have some donation incentives in for bid war for Archipelago, Super Metroid Z3, and also we have some objectives to add on for Chrono Trigger Jets of Time.
Okay, so it looks like Axe is finally the first one to get to an actual meaningful side cave in the Portoa region. Waterfall Cave has thunder walls and is actually reachable. That said, Tornell is hot on his heels after getting absolutely nothing from Saber West. It would seem we do not have the Flute of Lime, so we're just gonna sneak our way past.
It always feels like such a give up. I really, really don't like doing waterfall without the flute.
Yeah, but I'm
Typically
sure
it means Akahana has something.
Yeah.
But when you do have the flute, it means he has nothing.
I'm struggling to think of what else they could be doing right now, though, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh, past me. What have I done? Where did I hide that sword?
Oh, right there. I found it. Axe just found it. It was, in fact, in the Portoa side caves.
With the hazmat. Now we don't have the hell run. Now that we've done everything.
There could still be a Tink bug in our future. Now, I have to imagine, it looks like Axe is going to get a little bit of money for probably more warp boots, because that's all you want to buy at this point. But we're going to get some money, we're going to buy some warp boots, and we're, I imagine, going to go get Crystalis immediately. And then it's a bow hunt, because I think they've only found one of the 3 bows so far. And you still need all 3 in this flag set, so...
Stock tip. Invest in shoes and Leaf.
It's like, Chris is going through Fog Lamp. Got a bugle. That might be our,
Tornell got his Sword of Wind.
what's it called? The Flute of Lime that, no one else had.
So this has been really back and forth. Because Tornell and Just Chris were kind of in the lead, just working each other's checks, and then Axeman just managed to cut corners and get Crystalis, which is very much going to put him in the lead now.
Yeah. Although not by much. Tornell is on his way to get that right now.
And
It
this is
does
where you-
seem like... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is where we can see the magic of the ultimate weapon. You are going to see very, very large white shots coming off of him. I don't know why I phrased it that way. But very, very white glowing shots coming off of him. that is just going to melt absolutely everything and can destroy all walls, and it's just wonderful.
Axe remembering that, oh yeah, having Warrior Ring equipped is redundant now, so let's put on Power Ring and just mow through everything.
Oh,
There's
a
our
bow.
second bow. We're just going to find both bows in Crystal Plant Cave and immediately be done after getting Crystalis. That would be funny.
I think it'd be funnier if the other bow... No, because the hint will tell you. It is funniest when both bows are in either cave, and it's set up in such a way that you get the hint for one, and you think you're done.
We did find the speed boots, though, in Crystal Plant, so that's nice.
All bosses are dead for X-Men, yeah? Because of Tinker
Yeah.
Mode? Alright, so, yeah, he's gambling that that it's the last bows in Crypt. We're Crypt diving. So there are 2 items just before Dragon. They can have the final bow, so he could be go mode.
Okay, our 2 bows were Bow of Sun and Bow of Moon, so that's promising. Cornell picking up that Bow of Fire.
Room. And then he's just gotta fall in a pit. There we go.
Oh, hey.
Item. Bow tie, that's it!
Wow. Okay,
done.
well, Axe won. I'm pretty sure that just means Axe wins.
Yeah, I don't see anything standing in his way with Crystalis.
Maybe getting lost in here, but the other thing that would have to happen is Tornell would have to also make the play to go immediately do a Crypt Dive, and it looks like Tornell is instead going to Foglamp Cave. So
No. Axeman even knows what he's looking for. He sees that down staircase. That's not Dragon's room. Dragon's room's always an up staircase. So he's just got to find that up staircase. There it is.
there it is. Now you gotta find another up staircase. Sure, paralysis. That does not matter at this point.
Paralyzed Dragon. Make him stop throwing popcorn at you. That guy's a
To be
jerk.
honest, I don't think there's anything Axe could have actually found in that chest that would have mattered. Maybe an opal, but even that's stretching it, I think.
Yeah, that's Crystalis. Other fun things about Crystalis, because it trivializes Tower and the way it works, all the escalators in Tower are just there. He doesn't have to grind through the robots, you just go straight up to the top.
Another feature of Crystalis you might have seen on Tornell's side a moment ago, the shadow enemies that are normally completely invulnerable until you use a level 3 shot, they'll get revealed by Crystalis shots, so you can tear through those even. They're actually worth a solid amount of experience and money if you can kill them. It's just usually not worth the time to do so. But with Crystalis, it's easy. Speaking of easy, Dragon 2 is already down.
Do we have time for a quick message?
Go for it.
Go right ahead.
Yep, just wanted to go ahead and let everybody know that that does it for me for my host shift for the event, but I am leaving you all in the very capable hands of Classic Gamer 76. Thanks everybody so much for having me, and get those donations in, win those prizes, and let's go ahead and get that incentive met, some of those incentives met for just a time.
Awesome. Thank you for all your hosting there. Yeah, Axe not even bothering to check the room at the top of the tower. We're just going straight to the Dynaphyte. And this will be over any second now. Looks like Tornell is also doing the Crypt Dive, so is about to get the news that he's in go mode. And Chris has found the second bow and is also going to go do the Crypt Dive.
I love the inn. part of
You wanna explain that?
WH and the buildings being shuffled are the townsfolk of Chiron can be anywhere in the world. So when nap time happens in Chiron, they leave. So he just found an empty inn. And yes, big GG for Axeman, pulling it out from what was definitely behind at one point.
But honestly, this has been a pretty close race. I mean, Tornell is just trying to get through here. There's the third bow.
Yep.
Chris is also going to be getting this third bow in just a minute here. Let's see if we can get Axe in here for some post-match commentary.
Love all your GGs in chat for Axeman. This was well deserved. I really put a number on all of them.
Honestly, they handled it quite well. Like,
yeah, like a few of our casual Crystals players in chat, like very much. If you're not in a race, when you see some of these things, you're just nope. Seed goes in dumpster. We're done. We're not doing this.
GG's, Axe. Congratulations on that win.
Thank you. Oh, how did everyone else? Let's see.
It was very back and forth.
Yeah, and honestly, pretty
Okay.
close here, as you can see. Both of our runners are in crypt right now. I think
Oh wow.
Chris is still looking for that third bow. Tornell has just made it to Dragon 2.
So we're pretty close. Good.
Yeah. Actually, interestingly, you were behind for a little bit of that.
I can imagine. I totally that beginning part when I forgot about the statue. That was. I felt like I made it through some of the. I did pretty well on some of the random maps, and other ones I was kind of.
Yeah.
But I made that like that the Crystalis cave was a killer call, I guess. So.
Yeah. Although it's because of where Crystalis was located, that was everyone was first checked.
That's true.
After
Yeah, I
getting
bet.
Crystalis. So everyone got second bow and speed boots.
Yeah.
The difference for Tornell is he went to go check something else. I think he checked Fog Lamp before going to do the crypt dive, whereas you went straight to the crypt dive. And then Chris was just a little bit behind getting that last sword, putting off the Portoa side caves as usual for him.
Yeah, there were quite a few wind walls, and including those stupid walls in Goa. On like, there was like 2 walls in Goa that none of the 3 swords blew up, and I was kind of like, it's gonna be there, isn't it? But thank you for not making us do that.
See, I can be kind.
Alright, it looks like Tornell has finished up as well here. An official race time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 30 seconds.
Hey,
Excellent time, and
returned
Chris
the
is
lamp.
right behind him. GG's, Tornell.
GG's.
GG's, Tornell.
It was a good close race.
Good.
There's a lot of key moments where it really could have gone either way. All of you had at least one
GG's,
boss you
Tornell.
struggled on. Poor Chris got really slapped around.
It was a good close race. I think that was that Sabera 1 that he was struggling with?
Yeah.
Just because he was in there with
Oh no.
basically no healing.
Oh.
Oh, that was close.
All right. And yeah, that is Chris done as well with an official time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 25 seconds. GG's to everyone. That was a fantastic race. You guys should definitely watch that one back and see how close it was, how much back and forth there was. Everyone was in the lead at various points.
And
everyone
everyone
was
had to
behind
tink.
at various points.
I've got to imagine everyone tinked Mato too.
Yes. Yes, everyone did tink Motto too. Although at very different points for some of you.
Okay. Yeah, I probably should have like gotten better armor and come back, or oh, that was rough.
I very much thought Chris was going to get Windsword before returning, and then he ended up having to think him. Yo, there he is!
There he
GG's,
is.
Chris.
He's Axeman. Congratulations.
Thank you.
GG's for now.
Congratulations on.
GG's.
I shouldn't have given that lamp away. Oh, that was a rough one.
Yep.
It was a nice
I-
close race, though, as you can
yeah.
probably tell.
It was super back and forth. And then you were the first one into the Portoa region, Chris. And you were still searching some stuff when I believe it's Tornell finished Goa. He was the first one to finish everything there that didn't require Sword of Wind. And nothing would have linked to Sword of Wind there. So we were like, Chris has done all these other checks, and if he just finds Sword of Wind, he crushes everything else and probably wins this. You just couldn't quite find that stupid wind sword.
Never the Portoa Caves. It's never the Portoa Caves, damn it. I did laugh out loud when I first saw the extra flag of the
Fortune
back
teller.
of the
Yeah.
fortune teller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed that the other entrance only led to Oak.
It does
Yeah.
mean several of you did a hell run and absolutely did not need to.
Yep. I started
Yeah, that-
to.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god!
I failed,
okay.
yeah.
I totally
It-
didn't realize that. Yeah.
yeah, Oak being connected was hilarious for us, Chris, because while you didn't do the hell run, everyone else did.
Yeah. So what was required for Tink mode? Because I gave up trying to keep track.
I think Sabera 1 was the thing that mostly required tinking.
The one I died to 6 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that had a hard lock on Carissa Plant, which led to Sword of Thunder, which led to everything else in the seed. I think all the other bosses you could have done, like I don't think you actually found anything meaningful in Goa. So I think you could have gotten that key in Oasis Cave, and then bailed and done Saber North. And then gotten the Sword of Wind, gotten Crystalis, and then cleared Goa with Crystalis. Theoretically. But you would have to... That's the psychic play. Like, I don't think anyone would have made that play without a spoiler log in front of them.
Oh, that's what I was missing.
Oh, you didn't get the spoiler log?
Oh,
Oh,
Sorry,
it was
looks
supposed
like
to
it
be
didn't send.
attached to the patch file.
oh no.
Oh, darn. And you said that was the hardest of the 4 you rolled?
Yeah, that was the hardest. Like I said, I can toss out the other ones for you guys to try sometime if you want to see the other ones.
Sure.
So
I got
we
time in
can-
this marathon, right? We still got half an hour.
Yeah, let's roll another one. Throw it out there. Whoever gets the
I'm
most
pretty
scaling
sure
wins. Yeah.
our wonderful host would prefer we wrap it up instead. We do have
Absolutely.
other races to get to.
A big
um,
mahalo nui to everybody who helped put this on our comms.
Yeah.
Code Gorilla and Mashima, the racers who defeated me, and FFR for hosting us again, and the cause. Get your donations in, everybody.
Actually, am I remembering correctly that Mashma, you and I are also up next?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be a short break 'cause I need a short break. And then I will be right back for that. So yeah.
So I hope, chat, you're not tired of hearing Mashma and I yap over things, because coming up next is Resident Evil 2 Remake Archipelago with Mashma running and I'm on commentary, even though I know nothing about this game. But
Yeah,
I can make zombie puns.
You might want to turn the volume down a little bit too. As I'm sure you noticed, I can be kind of loud, and this is a scary jump scare game. So I will be even louder. Just warning. Needs more Tom. Oh God. Yeah, we got B-side. So high chance Tom will be making an early appearance. Lots of Tom. We like Tom. Tom would love this event. Tom is a volunteer firefighter. He helps with orphanages. He loves children. Yeah, we love Tom.
All right. That said, Classic Gamer, you got anything for us on the host side as we wrap things up here?
Well, no new donations, but as you said, Resident Evil 2 is coming up next. I guess it's time to cut off the donations incentives for that, but that's going to be fun. And I know as much about that game as you, Gorilla, so that's going to be very interesting to see.
It'll be great. We'll have two people who have no idea what's going on, and Mashima getting jump scared by everything. It'll be great.
And the only knowledgeable person, catatonic.
Yeah, so stay tuned. The Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Marathon 2025 is going to continue right after this quick break.